Well, this was the first game where the Chiefs had their full complement of receivers we expect to have for the whole year. Sorry, Rashee Rice, but we can't wait to have you back next year. We had Worthy, Hopkins, and Hollywood Brown on the field at the same time, and it really seemed like there were some real easy buttons for the offense, some nice ability to get open on certain concepts for the offense that seemed a little more difficult in prior weeks. So I wanted to look at several third and fourth down conversions from this game to kind of see what the offense looks like in these passing situations now that we've got so many weapons. So we're going to start with this play. It's from 11:08 to go in the first quarter, a scoreless game, and the Chiefs are facing a 3rd and 3 at the Texans' 45-yard line or so. Let's take a look at the play and then see what happened. So Mahomes sends Pirine out in motion. He steps back and fires a dart to Hopkins for a quick first down. So let's take a look at what happened on this play and what's going on. The Chiefs come out here at 11 personnel. They've got one running back, that's Samaje Perine, one tight end, that's Travis Kelce. Wide receivers are Justin Watson, Xavier Worthy, and DeAndre Hopkins. The Texans look like they're kind of playing a variation of two-man. So they have this second safety come back. So it looks like they have two safeties, but this safety really looks like he's bracketing Hopkins along with this corner. So what happens is Pirine is going to run a wheel route to the outside, which is going to bring his defender over. And Hopkins is going to come and sit. It's like a curl flat, similar to a curl flat combination. But so it looks like these two defenders just kind of stay and bracket Hopkins while this defender runs with Pirine. Kelce gets the attention from this defender as he comes over the middle. Worthy will kind of take this defender and then go over. Watson will clear out, and this safety stays deep. So as Mahomes drops back, he hits the back of his drop here, and you see this defender's trying to follow, and it looks like both of these guys have eyes on Hopkins here. But Hopkins just turns at the first down marker, and he kind of feels that no one's on his hip, so he drops back a little bit, and Mahomes just hits him. I'm not really sure why Hopkins was given so much cushion here on a 3rd and 3. I mean, they really made this easy. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain this one at all. I guess they might have expected him to be taking a more vertical route, as that's something he has done in the past sometimes on 3rd down, but they just had him come and sit, and he really received zero what's the term I'm looking for? Resistance. He got zero resistance here. They just allowed him to come sit right at the first down marker and fall forward. Fairly easy, but part of that was just dictated by the coverage. They didn't really make it challenging for him at all in this one. This is typically the bracket is something we would see on Kelce a lot, but Kelce was singled up here. He kind of came over the middle, but look at Hopkins. Look how far back the defenders are. Like, they're really no resistance at all. It was a pretty easy first down, so doesn't tell us a ton on this situation. I guess the Texans were expecting something other than what the Chiefs gave them, and they got an easy first. So now we're a little later in the same drive, still 0-0, and the Chiefs have a 4th and 1 at the Texans' 30-yard line. So let's see what they do on this play, and then we can break it down. Mahomes comes out of the gun. He's got Kareem Hunt to his right. He takes the snap, and he hits Hollywood Brown on a crosser. Ends up gaining a significant chunk of about 13 or 14 yards for a first down. So let's see how they got there. The Chiefs are lined up here they are in 11 personnel. Their one running back is Kareem Hunt. Their one tight end is Travis Kelce. They've got 3 wide receivers over here on the right, Justin Watson, Xavier Worthy, and Hollywood Brown. The Texans are running this man match coverage. So they're essentially running man, but trying to pass off routes that are crossing, because, that's what teams, and especially Andy Reid, likes to do in these man situations where they need short yardages, run crossers to try to have defenders navigate traffic. They've got one deep safety, so theoretically with the number of eligible receivers, they can have one guy who's just kind of like a robber in coverage, assuming they don't blitz an extra person, which they didn't on this play. Oh, actually they did. So see, they blitz the fifth right here. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So they don't have a robber. Everybody should be guarding a man in this situation. Their extra defender underneath is blitzed. So what the Chiefs end up doing is they run Kelce on a crosser this way. Justin Watson clears out. And then they have Worthy run in and then end up like a second level crosser. And then Brown runs like the shallow drag across. And the Texans, like I said, try to match this. They try to pass routes off and they get confused. So they end up not doing this properly. You can see this starts with Stingley over here is up over Brown. And so Stingley, let's watch him. He leaves Brown thinking he's passing that route off, and initially comes over to Watson, but Watson already has somebody. So then he drops over to Kareem Hunt, but Kareem Hunt already has somebody too. Because Watson was taken just straight by this defender here. Hunt was taken by the linebacker over here. It's followed. So Stingley, after leaving Brown, has nobody to cover. Then this defender right here runs with Xavier Worthy on his like deeper cross. And so that leaves number 4 right here, who essentially is responsible for both Travis Kelce and Hollywood Brown, since Stingley dropped off and doesn't have anybody to pick up. And he kind of vacates to the sideline. So if you notice, number 4 is running with Kelce, and then he sees Brown cross, so he drops off Kelce and comes over here. He's kind of in a no-win situation. Kelce ends up wide open in the middle of the field because there's the extra defender. He's dropped off and has no one to cover. 4 switched over to Hollywood Brown, but it still ended up being too late. Mahomes has already hit him with the pass. So if you look at it from Mahomes hits the back of his drop, and he's got Worthy coming over. Brown is completely uncovered coming over, and Kelce is covered. As Brown crosses over the center, Mahomes decides to throw it to him, which is where you wonder, honestly, if 4 would have dropped off if this throw hadn't been made, if he would have just run with Kelce. I think he drops off because he sees the throw. But Mahomes essentially sees Brown running completely wide open, because after Stingley dropped him, nobody picked him up, and Stingley didn't pick anybody up. So there's clear miscommunication there in the secondary. Brown catches the shallow drag, and he's always been great in open space. Gets good yardage after the catch, and the Chiefs get a first down. Again, you can see it from Mahomes' perspective. There goes Worthy. He's going to come clear out deeper. And look, nobody is running with Hollywood Brown. So as Mahomes looks down the field, it looks like he's looking at Worthy's route first. There's just nothing. And, 4 is passing this off right as Mahomes is throwing it. But when you have Brown on the run, not going to be able to stop that. Easy first down for the Chiefs. Nice having Hollywood Brown back. His first catch as a Chief. 8:49 to go in the second quarter. At this point, the Chiefs are down 10-7, and they have a 3rd and 7 at their own 21-yard line. Let's run this play, and then we can discuss what happened. So another 3rd down. Mahomes drops back. He throws to the left and gets Hollywood Brown wide open for a 20-yard gain. So let's run it back and see what happened. The Chiefs come out here. They've got 2 tight ends, and they have no running back on the field. So that's like 0-2 personnel. Tight ends are Noah Gray here, Travis Kelce here, and their wide receivers are Xavier Worthy on the line of scrimmage, DeAndre Hopkins, and Hollywood Brown. The Texans are going to come out in a cover one man. So they've got one deep safety. Chiefs have been seeing a lot of cover one this year. And instead of having an underneath robber, this guy ends up spying Mahomes. So he just comes at the line of scrimmage and he's just there to track and make sure that Mahomes doesn't run. So everybody else is playing man-to-man coverage. You got manned up right here. He is manned up on Kelce. You got Brown, Worthy, Hopkins. Kelce is going to stay in and chip to help on the end before coming out on a little out route. Gray is going to do the same. He's going to chip and then come out. Hopkins will come and just sit after about 3 or 4 yards. And the real play here is with Worthy, who's going to come and run in, and Hollywood, who's going to run a corner pattern. And Worthy is going to try to help set a pick for Hollywood coming out on the corner pattern. And I'll say he does a pretty good job. So here we go. You see there's the chip from Gray. Here's the chip from Kelce. Everyone comes out of their breaks. And if you look, Worthy kind of runs with his man. But as he comes through, this is the guy guarding Hollywood right here. This is Worthy's man. So in the contact, Hollywood's defender has to run around, and he does it at the same time that the Kelce's defender is running around, so that slows him even more, having to run around. And look where he is when Hollywood comes out of his break. Like, he's got no chance. This is a great job of timing by Worthy, kind of running through his route and making sure he doesn't contact the defender, but his defender ends up contacting the defender. And he has to wheel all the way around. He's got no chance. And Hollywood does a great job of just coming in cleanly into his break, breaking right to the outside, and he's wide open. Mahomes gets it out to him quick, gains 20 yards. I mean, this is the kind of easy play that has not been there at times for the Chiefs offense when it's looked really clunky, but this was as straightforward as it gets. A nice play design by Andy Reid, nice execution by the players, and that's the hope here now with this full complement of wide receivers. All three of them were in the bunch right there, that we will have some kind of easy button plays here where you can just get it out to reliable wide receivers and move the chains. We now move ahead to 6:30 to go in the second quarter. The Chiefs are down 10-7, and they have a 3rd and 10 at the Texans' 32-yard line. Let's take a look at this third down play, and then we'll break down what happens. Noah Gray goes in motion. Chiefs have a sprint out action to the right. Mahomes throws down the field to Kelce for a first down gain of about 14 yards. So let's go back and look at how this happened. The Chiefs come out lined up in 12 personnel. They've got one running back, that's Ajay Pirine, and their tight ends are Noah Gray and Travis Kelce. Their two wide receivers are Justin Watson and DeAndre Hopkins. So what they are going to do on this route, first of all, the Texans, though they show too high at the snap, they rotate a safety down and they end up running a cover 3. So they've got their middle of the field safety. Stingley over here has a deep responsibility, and this corner has a deep responsibility as well, and then they're going to have underneath defenders. So at the snap, what the Chiefs are going to do, Noah Gray, so the line is going to block left, right, because this is a sprint out to the right. Noah Gray is going to come in and seal off the defensive end. So he's going to come down, allow the end in, and then seal him off as Mahomes runs around the side. DeAndre Hopkins up here is going to run an over. Kelce is going to run straight and come and sit. Watkins is going to clear out. And then Pirine is going to run kind of that sprint out. So as Mahomes comes around, did I call him Watkins? Pirine is going to come right across and be like the initial flat option. So here we go. There's the sprint out. Here's the clear out. So Stingley runs with Watson. Here's the middle of field safety. As Hopkins comes in, his man just runs with him because there's nobody else here, so he doesn't have to worry about his deep third. And they're flowing in this direction anyway because of the sprint out action. So Kelce comes and sits and finds a nice soft spot in the zone, and this is just classic Kelce. As Mahomes comes, you see him, and the thing I love most about this is look how confidently he just fires this throw. Like, you can tell Mahomes is feeling the fact that these plays are getting easier now with some of the new toys he has to play with, now that he has so many options on the field at a time. It's common now for him to have, two of Hopkins, Kelce, Brown, or Worthy on the field at all times. And so here he's got Hopkins and Kelce. Kelce finds the soft spot, and look at him just rip that ball in there. You love it when Mahomes is playing like that, where he's just firing. In fact, the play before this, he had done a sprint out and fired it just too much, put too much on it to Hollywood Brown. And even though he overthrew it, I loved it because you like it when he's out there throwing hard. It's what Matthew Lane from Kansas City Sports Network calls throwing with his chest. And you see it right here. He's out there. He sees Kelce finding that little void in the zone. He just fires it out there to him for first down. Chiefs keep the chains moving. So you see it here from this perspective. Again, you see Gray is going to come to seal this end. Mahomes takes the sprint out. Pirine to the flat. And the line is all blocking this way. Here's the sprint out. There goes Mahomes. And look at that. He throws it across his body down the field as he's running right. Fires it in there. That's vintage Mahomes to Kelce. It's nice to see that. That hasn't looked that easy all year. This is what it used to look like, and it's nice to see that back. Now we're later on the same drive. We're 5:15 to go in the second quarter, and the Chiefs have a 3rd and 6 at the, looks like, 14-yard line of the Texans. Still down 10-7, looking to get a score and take the lead again. Let's run this play real quick, and then we'll break it down what happened. Chiefs are in shotgun. Pirine is the back on the field. Mahomes takes a snap and throws to his right. Hits Xavier Worthy for much more than a first down, getting down to the 3-yard line to set up 1st and goal. So what happened? We've got 11 personnel. That's 1 running back, Samaje Perine, 1 tight end, Travis Kelce. The wide receivers are Hollywood Brown isolated over here, DeAndre Hopkins, and Xavier Worthy. The Texans are playing cover 1 man. So they have 1 deep safety, and then they've got an underneath robber defender. And everybody else is manned up. Man here. One of these 2 will be your robber, and the other one is responsible for Pirine. So what the Chiefs do to counter this man is they're going to send Kelce out over the middle, and they're going to send Hollywood Brown over as a pair of crossers. Hopkins is really lined up on the line of scrimmage, in my opinion, to prevent them from pressing Worthy so that Worthy can get a free release on his route. So Hopkins ends up coming in, and remember, contacting somebody within a yard of the line of scrimmage, up to a yard of the line of scrimmage, is not offensive pass interference. So he goes through Worthy's defender and heads to the corner, and Worthy comes in and runs a whip route. And just watch him run this route. So Worthy comes in. Here is Hopkins preventing the press on Worthy before he runs through his route, and Worthy just takes a couple steps in, gives that hard cut here. Got to sell the in cut and then come out, and that is a win. That's enough separation in the NFL. Mahomes sees it immediately, hits him right there, and Worthy's able to turn the corner and almost get to the end zone. Again, easy button plays for the Chiefs, They just have to make sure to get Worthy that release, so they do it by having your big receiver come out in front of him off the line of scrimmage, get him free, It's easy conversion against man coverage. And that's what the Chiefs have been looking for all year. It's the consistency against man coverage. When things get tight, teams want to cover with man. What do? This one was very straightforward. You look at Mahomes, he's looking for Worthy the whole way. Worthy gets open. Easy first down. This is just so nice for Chiefs fans to see that this is happening. And it's the perfect time of year. Stuff is coming into balance. There's suddenly several people that are reliable on third downs. Worthy is really coming into his own over the past several weeks, winning on multiple levels. You'll love to see it. All right, so for the last one, we're here at 11:06 to go in the game. The Chiefs are up 24-19, and they have a 3rd and 8 at their own 33-yard line. So let's take a look at this play. Mahomes is out of the gun. He's got nobody in the backfield with him. Takes a snap. He ends up having a free rusher. He throws it over to Hopkins, who spins around and just gets enough for that first down to keep the chains moving. So what happened on this play? The Chiefs are lined up here in, this is, again, no running backs, 2 tight ends, so 0-2. Tight ends are Kelce and Gray. The wide receivers are Brown, Worthy, and Hopkins. And they motion Brown over, so they've got all 3 wide receivers on the same side of the field. So exciting. Their route combination, they end up sending Worthy on a deep corner. They send Brown and out, and they have Hopkins just curl short. So 3 different levels on this side. Gray ends up helping with the defensive end and then coming out late. Kelce comes to help Chip, and he actually tries to help with the rusher before coming out. The Texans are running cover 1 man. So they've got the deep safety, and they're blitzing from the edge, so everybody is manned up. So he's on Kelce. They've got to replace here. So you would have thought at the snap, right, you have these 3 guarding these 3. But ultimately, because number 4 blitzes, sorry, I misidentified. He's the one that comes and replaces, and he has Kelce. So because of that quick replace, Hopkins' curl is open. That's the benefit of, when you have the quick blitz, then you get the quick guy open. Mahomes identifies that and comes over because they kind of have 3 coming over the top. Hopkins sits underneath. Mahomes gets it out to him quickly. And Hopkins is actually surprised when he catches this ball that he doesn't have more to contend. You can tell he's like ready to fight through some traffic. And I think that's one of the reasons why he kind of stumbles coming around. But he had a lot more space than he thought. Then he spins a couple times just to make sure, and then extends the ball too as he's going down to make sure he's over the line of scrimmage. Or it's over the first down marker. But again, the reason why Hopkins comes open so quickly is because they have a blitz off the edge and have to replace from inside, and they don't get, that depth. The inside guy kind of runs with Worthy. They're all kind of getting depth, so they don't sit on the shallow route on a 3rd and 8. And they managed to get so much depth, just like an earlier clip we showed you, that Hopkins had enough room underneath to go up and get the first down. You can see from Mahomes' perspective, he's got the free rusher coming off of the edge. He sees the free rusher. He knows he's got to get it off quickly, and so he gets it out quick to Hopkins, who does the rest and gets the first down. So the point that I want to make here is it's not an accident, or it's not like surprising the Chiefs are doing well on 3rd down. The Chiefs have been doing well on 3rd down all year. That's been a constant conversation as far as how their offenses continue to function well, even though they're not getting explosive plays this year. I think the difference in this game is if you look at all the clips here, we're talking like first, second read. These are not, the reason why the Chiefs have been doing well on 3rd down most of this year is because Mahomes has been Mahomes on 3rd down. He's been making things happen. And in this game, it was a lot more just the plays working. Guys coming open. First reads open. And that is extremely encouraging for Chiefs fans. Should be very excited with this full complement of playmakers. Again, we miss you, Rashee Rice. Wish you were here with us. Can't wait to see you again next year because, man, he was playing so well this year. But now that the Chiefs have 4 legitimate pass catching options, meaning like 4 high-end guys in Worthy, Brown, Hopkins, and Kelce, this offense seems to be now creating easier answers for Mahomes. And that should be really encouraging for the Chiefs offense. Now we're in the stretch run and going into the playoffs.